think rejection hurts? Try getting rejected by your future wife 7 times.
That's right. Rejected 7 times before she finally said yes. Now, I got a question for you. Those of you who are watching, my question is, do you think that's a flex for him, or did she settle? Hey, what's... Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of 2.0. I'm so happy you've decided to check us out for another episode this week. Don't forget, if you were just strolling in and you happen to be checking out our video for the first time, I'd like to extend the invitation to you right now to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that every time we drop an episode, you, my friend, will be notified so you can come and check us out. And if you are a returning member of the family of the 2.0 family, we're happy to have you again. Thank you very much for the love and support. We appreciate you. All right, so tonight I'm bringing you another video that has been circling on TikTok because I found it to be very interesting when I first saw it and I was looking at it. I was a little conflicted when I first looked at it because, you know, my opinion on how I thought of it immediately, it was kind of, it wasn't really too positive, but then I had to take a step back and, you know, process it a little bit more and then come up with a different perspective. But before, you know, I tell you my opinion about it, let's go ahead and watch it together so you can check it out. But before we do, let me just give you a brief summary of the video. So it's a guy who's talking about how he pursued his now wife, and he actually, you know, he asked her out about 7 times and he got rejected, I think 6 times before she finally said yes. But you know what? Let's go to the video.
You think rejection hurts? Try getting rejected by your future wife 7 times. Let me tell you something. I tried to shoot at this girl in high school and she told me no. Then I shot again, she told me no again. Shot again a couple years later and she told me no for the 7th time. But I kept showing up, not on some creepy stuff, but on some consistent, confident and undeniable type energy. Did this same girl taught me something before I even stepped in cell. Every time she told me no, I learned how to listen better, adjust my approach, and add value without forcing it. No doesn't mean never, and no really don't hurt. It just means not right now. A couple years later, I ended up marrying that woman, and that's the same woman that taught me the best sales training in my life. She taught me the real art of closing: persistence, patience, and presence. So if you can keep your composure after being told no, you can literally close anything.
Yeah. Can you imagine being rejected 7 times before she finally give you a chance? Now, you know what? I got to give this guy props, man. He is probably one of the most patient and the most persistent guy out there. You know, I mean, to hang around for this long after being rejected so many times and still not give up on that girl. Man, talk about wearing you down. That's what my man was talking about. So my man pursued her and he got rejected 7 times. He started pursuing her ever since they were in high school together. Imagine that. Ever since they were in high school together, she's been saying no. He tried again a couple of years later. He said, you know, she said no. He tried again. He said no. You know what? That is why he's in sales, right? Because he said that relationship or that pursuit actually taught him a lot about sales. And I'm guessing he's very successful, right? I can tell by the type of car that he's driving. It seems like it's a nice, you know, it's a nice convertible. But anyways, hey, that's beside the point. But I can tell, you know, he's very successful, and he credits the pursuit of his now wife for his success in sales because it taught him to be persistent. It taught him to be present. And there was one more P. I forgot what it was. But anyways, but he credits, you know, the relationship or the pursuit for his success in sales. But in reality, as a guy, right? I'm talking about, you know, the guys, or not necessarily guys, anybody who's watching here. Here's my question. Is it a flex for him? Because think about it. He has to be bold and he has to be brave enough to get on social media and talk about the fact that his now wife rejected him 7 times before she finally said yes. So is it a flex for him, or did she settle? Because listen, there are certain stories, man. You could not beat it out of me. I would not share that story. You know what I'm saying? I would live my little life, happily, ever after, and I want to share that. No, not at all. But you know what? Kudos to him, because he married her and they have kids, and I'm assuming that they're living a good life, and I hope they are living a good life, right? But it's just like from a guy's perspective, I know a lot of people who saw the video, and I read some of the comments. They're like, bro, man, you're a simp, you're a loser, you're this, you're that. You shouldn't be talking about this story online. But I don't know, man. So yes, it definitely took some courage. It definitely took persistence in order to really get her. But I have to, you have to wonder, right? Because every time you ask her and she said no, I'm sure she was in in other relationships, or plenty of other relationships. Is it that, she had a specific type in mind, or she had a specific thing that she was looking for, and you did not meet that criteria? And could it be that when she realizes that she was not lending the type of man, or or what she had in mind, the ideal type that she had in mind, when she realized that it wasn't going to work, she's like, well, got this guy on the corner here who's been chasing me for the past X amount of years. So, let me just go ahead and give him a shot and see where it goes. Is that what happened? Could it be? But I don't know. I'd like to, take a different perspective at it, right? Could it be that he's, this guy's a Christian who's been praying for a wife, and that's the girl that he wanted, right? And he went to God, because, God says, ask me for the desire of your heart and I shall give it to you. So could it be that, that's the girl that he desired and he was praying for it? Because why hadn't he moved on, right? Why hadn't he moved on to somebody else? Because he kept on coming, He got rejected once. He went back for a second time. He got rejected again. He went back for the third time. He got rejected again. He went back for the fourth time. Man, that is the definition of persistent. But anyways, I don't know. I mean, that's how I'm thinking, or that's how I'm looking at it. So it makes sense, right? Because he was persistent. And maybe it's the same thing. It's the same way too. God was talking to the woman and say, hey, you better stop playing around. You better stop running and chasing all these guys when I already have your husband, set and ready for you, because sometimes we are praying for something, but we are expecting what we're praying for to be delivered in a specific package. We are expecting what we're praying for to look a certain way. We're expecting what we're praying for to be, to be delivered the way we want it, or the way we're expecting it. But sometimes that's not how God works. So maybe she had to come to that realization and say, hey, you know what? The 6'3", tall, whatever you were looking for, that's not what's happening. So what you want is found in this guy who's been chasing you for 7 years. So I don't know. That's my way of looking at it, because otherwise it doesn't make sense anyway, any other ways. That's the only way that I can see it make sense, But yeah, so definitely this guy is the most patient guy I have ever heard, the most persistent guy I have ever seen. And he's the most present. That's what he summarized it, right? He summarized it in 3 P's: persistent, present, and patience. Yeah, those are the 3 P's that he summarized it in. But you know what? I wish them well. I wish them nothing but success. They already got a couple of kids. They've been married. He seems happy. So I hope, they're happy. I mean, who am I to say anything? I'm just responding because I came across the video on social media and I thought it was interesting. So I do wish them the best, but I want to know what you think. Again, I'm gonna ask my question. Is it a flex for him, or did she settle? because he got on social media. He was brave and proud and smiling and happy to share the fact that he got rejected 7 times. He's like, if you think rejection is hard, man, because I'm telling you, as a man, we don't handle rejection well. We don't handle rejection well at all. So imagine to get rejected by the same woman 7 times. Hoo-wee. I don't know how he did it, but all I know is I couldn't tolerate that. That couldn't happen to me. But anyways, hey, to each his own. So kudos to him. I wish him well. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you. So yeah. Thanks again for hanging out with us. You know what? I'll continue to look for more videos and bring them to you, and we have a discussion about them. So, and until then, listen, live every day as if it is your last day, because one day it will be. I'm JR. Thanks for watching 2.0. I'll see you next time.